Hello, just check these volumes are working. Right, we're rock and roll. Ooh, yay. Right, so tonight we've got a bit of a change tonight. What I've done is I've picked up, let me have a look. I've picked up another wheel. This is another wheel by THRUSTMASTER because I'm using THRUSTMASTER. And this is the, now then, what have we got here? Let me have a look, get some details upon this thing. This is the THRUSTMASTER EVO Racing 32R lever. The 32 stands for the centimetres in the circumference. Hiya, Brandon. And I thought we'd have an attempt at a different wheel and see if we can make the situation more comfortable. And at the moment, this feels lovely. Paddles feel lovely. The covering, the stitching. It's got 4 rotary encoders in it. I don't know if you can see these. 1, 2. I think there's another couple here. Yes, we've got 4 rotary encoders. We've got a mushroom here. Now all the buttons are not labelled, and I've not mapped any of these buttons in this wheel. I've tested it to make sure it works. I've not updated the wheel, so there's still a couple of things that need to be done with it to update it so I can get the gear jolt running. At the moment I'm on the sports car wheel, so tonight I thought we'd attempt this wheel and see how it works. So let's have a go. Let's have a little go. Yeah, I didn't see you over there, Brandon. We never got to see you. Let me just pop that down there for a moment so I can just get myself sorted out because it's warm in here. It's warm in here. All right, there we go. Let's have a look. I'm still a little bit early, I think. But this wheel is the wheel that came with it. This is a quite nice little thing. And I've put my own logo on the middle. But this is much smaller. This might be better for things like Formula 1. It's still solid, it's still a nice quality item, but in comparison, love you too, Brandon, in comparison to that other wheel, in fact, we're going to pop that on. We're going to pop that other wheel on, there's no point in, so we're going to take this wheel, and we're going to pop this one on, the little baby here. And let's hope whoops, you see, it's requesting an update, but we haven't done it. This is straight out of box. And I've still got to learn where buttons go. There's a lot of buttons on here that I'm not sure of what buttons are what. So we'll just have to persevere. Now the first thing I'm going to do is try. There we go. Right, well we'll take this car and we'll put it in for an oil change because it looks like it needs an oil change. There we go. You're just going to have to be a bit patient with me while I try and figure out what buttons do what. But so far, I'm guessing and certain things are falling into place. So I've got a couple of buttons that I've worked out. Then the mushroom on the side, that'll allow us to shift as brake balance, as traction control, or we can use the mapped encoders. The issue with the encoders is that they're on the surface of the wheel, and with them being on the surface of the wheel, if you're doing any kind of formula racing, you can't reach them without removing your hand from wheel. So this is more of a round, rally type, sports car type wheel, but very, very comfortable, very substantial. Right, so that's enough of that. And by the way, I'm not advertising this because I bought this with my own money. This is just for public information for anybody that is interested in this kind of thing. Right, now then, first thing we're going to do is try and, there we go, get some oil in this car. It looks like there's no oil in it. Like I say, you'll need to be a little bit patient with me tonight, as I'm normally a bit daft, so nothing's going to get done right fast here, I don't think. And I'm going to have to adjust my drive into this larger wheel, and I haven't adjusted these paddles because it's another thing. These paddles, the gear shifters, they move backwards towards you or further away, or you can have them as a wider grip or a narrower grip depending on the size of your hands and your fingers. Now, that's bringing me on to another thing that I discovered. The other day I was struggling to change down gears when I was using the sports car, and I thought I might have had an issue with my left paddle. Anyway, I've discovered that I don't have an issue with the left paddle because this does the same thing, and what it is has been an update within GT7. And what they've done is they've stopped people from being able to just go down the gears super fast, because that would be impossible in reality. You'd lock all the wheels up and blow up the gearbox. Well, what they've done is they've made it so it will not allow you to shift down gears too quickly if the engine revs aren't matched. So I believed I had a faulty paddle shift, but no, it's a more realistic update. So now I've figured that out, that makes more sense. Now, did we put the oil in there? I understand that, Brandon. I definitely understand that. Especially with, hiya Laura, love, especially with Christmas season coming up, Brandon, yeah. But you'll be alright, mate. Yeah, Laura, I've just been studying this new wheel. It's absolutely fantastic so far. I'm going to need to update it later to get all the full functions out of it. But straight out of the box, I'm doing a little bit of an information thing on this wheel for anybody that's interested. And straight out of the box, it's super comfortable. It comes with both quick releases. So if you're on the newer type, that's included. And if you're on the older system, all the way up to the T300 belt drive, it comes with a quick release for that system as well. So you need to install your own quick release, but it only takes 4 taut screws. Now I made a mistake when I first did it because I didn't realise there's a little ribbon cable inside the quick release, and you need to fish that out so it can be plugged into the back of the wheel, and then you carefully put the quick release over the top of it, being careful not to trap the wires, because you really don't want to do that and spoil a new wheel. So the first time I did it, I wondered why I couldn't get the wheel to connect. And the reason being was I hadn't plugged the little cable in from the back of the quick release into the wheel. Once I took the quick release back off, plugged the cable in, put the quick release back on, everything worked as it needed to do. It did state on the wheel, on the motor, that this wheel is needing an update. Now, I haven't got the facilities to do that at the moment. I don't even know how to do it. So I'm just using it as is. So anybody that's in a similar situation, I don't worry, this wheel still works. I just haven't worked out where all the buttons go. Right, let's get ourselves across, and we'll try and give this wheel a proper test and see what it's like on track. Let's have a look. Yeah, Laura, it's an absolutely wonderful wheel. The build quality is gorgeous on it. The grips, you don't need gloves or anything. Even the stitching, they call that stitching kryptonite yellow. Hiya, Dave. I'm just explaining. I've picked up a different wheel. I didn't manage to get an open wheel or the F1000 Ferrari wheel. I couldn't pick one up. There's a waiting list until summer for those, so I've ended up picking up an EVO 32R. So I'm new to this. I've not mapped any of the buttons. I've not updated the wheel. I don't know where most of the buttons are because they're not labelled in the way that I'm used to them. I'll show you the wheel. There you go, Dave. The buttons that are on it, they're not labelled up in a way that I understand. They've all got numbers on rather than a PlayStation buttons and controllers. they are like E5 and 13 and 7. So there's no triangles, there's no square, there's no cross, there's no usual PlayStation buttons that I'm used to. And I don't know how to map the buttons that are in there yet. So I've just took it out of the box, stuck it on the mold, stuck it on the drive system, and there's a couple of bits not functioning within it. They'll function as soon as I put the update in, because the gear jolt is not functioning. I think that'll be part of the update. But everything else, bang on. Yeah. I've got to learn how to do mapping. Some of the buttons I've got them figured out, Dave. There's like a D-pad which is very similar to what I'm used to. It's like a little mushroom topped one. And then off to the top right, we've got sort of, I think sometimes I'll push the back button by accident. So if we go to here, and I put the correct tyres on here so we can try and do a little bit of lapping. I did test it when I first got it to make sure it was working, but this is the first proper attempt at anything really. So hopefully, excuse me. Oh, Dave, get in there, mate. Whoa, right, you've given me a challenge. Nice one, buddy. Yeah, right, come. Have you set a ghost, Dave? I don't think you've set a ghost. That'd be interesting. Let's have a look. You set one. Oh, you haven't. I could have chased your ghost around. Did you? I did that time on this wheel when I threw it first in just to test that it was working, and I was really surprised. But wow, yeah, you whooped me, mate. That's a big difference, actually. But I am gonna drive this thing round. I'm gonna try and put a ghost on. It looks like a lot of people are using different cars now, though. Well, that one's the same, isn't it? Well, let's see if we can have a look at this. Right. Right, this should be interesting. I've got to figure it out. Ooh. Right, wait. I think that's right. There we go. I still haven't sorted this, this steering wheel. I still haven't sorted this bounce out yet. You see that? Where it's bouncing up and down. But I'll get round to that another day. That's probably going to be one of the hardest jobs to sort out. So we'll just do a few laps so I can get used to this. I've really got to have both hands on this steering wheel, I think. That's the point, Dave. Did you know? This is a little bit of an heads up for you. Let me just pause this. Can I pause this? Just come out. I'll be a second. I need to let Dave know this. Right, no, we can stay in. Right then, Dave, this is something that you might not be aware of. You know the paddle shifts on your wheel for your gear changes? I've just discovered today that there's been an update, and what I didn't realise, I thought I had a fault with my wheel, because when I'm going down gears too quick, it weren't selecting the gears, and I found out that Polyphony Digital, who made this game, have put an update in that stops you from being able to go down the gears too quickly, and they've made it more realistic. So if you're going too fast, you won't be able to go down the gear until you match the revs correctly. Now I actually thought it was a fault with the wheel, with the downshift paddle, because it did it on both wheels, and it's not. It's the update that's caused that, and it's actually a good thing, because that's how iRacing and different simulators do it. So if you transfer from this game, this driving game, across to something like an iRacing, that would happen anyway. So it's a smoother transgression across from one platform to another if it were needed at a later date. So it teaches you. And I actually thought it was an issue with the wheel. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's what happened with me there. I thought, what's going on? I thought, how come I'm missing? How come my wheel's not? I actually thought I had a little bit of dirt in between the magnets on the paddle shift. I thought something's not picking up, but it wasn't. It's actually been programmed in now, Dave. Took a full hour. Oh yeah, it was massive. It was massive for that. Like here before, I'd go for that second gear and sometimes it wouldn't register it because I was going down the gears too fast. And with this new update, it doesn't allow for that to happen. But I must admit, this wheel feels lovely, Dave. You know, in the hand, very comfortable. Hiya, Spuddy. I'm just trying out a new wheel and explaining what's happened with some of these updates on the gear shifting on Polyphony Digital. You can't actually drop down the gears as fast as you used to be able to. They've made it more true to life now. So I'm just testing this new rim out, Spuddy. It's a much bigger rim. It's 32 centimetres across. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it's very comfortable. I'll probably need to adjust the paddle shifters and bring them in a little bit closer to my fingers. And then there's the buttons on the top. You can slide those up to make them closer to your thumbs. Now here, on this drop down, you can at that point, but I noticed before I was missing some gear changes, but now at least I understand why. But it's very comfortable, I must admit. Oh, have you ever been having to do a lot of work? What is it you've been doing, Spuddy? Right time of year for grafting, innit? Middle of blooming winter. Is it the joinery? Oh wow, oh, at least you're indoors. Hurry up. Yeah, after doing a session on this wheel, I'll know how it's doing. Right, then it wouldn't let me gear change then, so we're obviously revving it out too far. But oh yeah, it's got shifter lights on top, and then on the left it's got a flag light. So if you get flags on track, and then on the right it's got another one which is your pit limiter, depending on what games it in, and then you can program the top for the rev limiter to be either in blue or in red, and you can dim it. But I've not learned how to dim the lights or anything yet, or adjust them. Like I said, this is just an initial test. This is first impression straight out of the box. Oh yeah, it's definitely bright, you can't miss it. You can't miss it. I think that might be a track limit. No, maybe not. If I get near that time, Dave, you'll be back on. I don't think I can though. Now I don't know if you can rev this car out further. It does feel like it will push further. Yeah. Oh, cheers, buddy. Try that for a drift. Oh, no, I shouldn't do that, sorry. No. I hate you. Well, we're getting some kind of consistent laps, so that could be a good sign. Yeah, so far I'm quite impressed with wheel, it's very comfortable. Which is what we need really, isn't it, if we're going to sit on these things for a long time. Way up. No, I didn't get the power pack, Dave. I didn't bother with it because it's way. No, I didn't get it, Dave, because it was single player, and I'm one of them that likes to play with other players online. It looks good. I might get it at a later date because it looks like quite good value for money. It looks like there's a lot of content in it. I mean, if we had a good few of us, Dave, like I mentioned before, I've only been streaming for a short time, but if later on we get a good few of us and we can fill a lobby, that'd be really good. I'll learn how to do a private lobby, and you can password protect them lobbies now, so that could be interesting. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Yeah, I'll look forward to that, mate. I look forward to that, Paul. It'd be nice to just drive round track with a lot of like-minded people, you know. starting to get used to this wheel now anyway, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I'll catch up with you later, Dave. Thanks for coming on, buddy. You never know. I might squeeze that little time. You never know. Anyway, I'll catch up with you soon, Dave. Oh, cheers, buddy. Yeah. I'll go around one more time and I think we'll go in for a race. I've had enough time with this wheel now to give it a go. Right, we're going to call that a do and go in for it and see if we can put him for a race on here. Right, how do I pause this? There's got to be a pause button. Oops, what have I done? This is the thing with these new button layouts. It's more a matter of guesswork. Sometimes I'm pressing wrong buttons, but only way we can find out. Look at state of that. Right, go. Look at that. We're only a little bit off, Dave. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. But that'll do for us. Let me have a quick look at this data log and I can see where I went wrong. Let's have a look. Let's see what we're up against. Right. I'm going to try and put somebody else in. Let's see. Let's try this one. Right, so we're the blue line, and the other card is the yellow line. I've got my image over here, all over this picture here, haven't I? So we can see the different speed variations. This is just a rough. And as you can see, my blue line, when it goes all ziggy-zaggy like that, that means I'm pressing the brake. And when it's just a straight line, it means I'm pushing the power on. And when it's a dotted line, it means I'm coasting. It means I've got no feet on either pedal. And you can see that my driving line is totally wrong, probably, you know. But we do have ways of looking at the different specs, but they're behind that picture. Anyway, that'll do. Let's have a little quick look at that. Right, we need to get into a lobby full of people, don't we? Right, no. Oops, let me just come out of that a second. Oh, that's okay. Oops, I have to come back out and back in again, I think, when this happens. Right, we've got a few minutes. Yeah, man. Now then. I'm in one of them relaxed modes tonight, because like I say, I'm having a bit of fun with this. We've got 5 minutes. And then no doubt it'll give us some time, qualifying time once we get into race, I reckon. I've still got me bits and bobs going on here. So I definitely like these lights on top of the wheel. Where are they? Oh, where did I get wheel from? It came from Amazon. I went all over the place looking for one, and I was looking for an open wheel at times, Spuddy, and I couldn't find one in Argos, I couldn't find one in Encourage or PC World or CEX or any of them places. I came back home a little bit disappointed. Luckily, my daughter had an Amazon account, so she ordered it next day delivery from Amazon. And I just took it straight out of the box and plugged it straight in. It does need an update, to be honest with you, but it's fine. It works perfectly fine. I mean, we've got, if you can see here, I put my foot on brake and I rev this. See that? When it reaches the blue, I've got it set, well, it comes like that. When it goes to blue, that's time to change gear. So if I try and bring it up, there's your green. Very bright at the moment on this, but in front of me, it's them going up to red. There's a flag light as well. So if there's a flag, if somebody's spun off track, a flag light can come on. And then there's also a pit limiter and light, but which, yeah, we're on THRUSTMASTER base. We're on that little T598 one at the moment, which is, it's not bad for money, to be honest with you, Spuddy. I've had a lot of enjoyment out of these cheaper setups. I started out with a T150, and then I moved up to a T300. I had a gap for a good few years where I didn't actually do any driving. Let me just pause this, it's very noisy, if I can. Yeah, I started off with a T150 about 10 years ago, and then I had a big gap where I didn't do anything, and I bought the T150 originally for the virtual reality for the PSVR 1 when that came out, but it was a little bit blurry, but I had a lot of fun. And then I'd say about 9 years later, I bought a T300, the GT one, and I loved it, absolutely brilliant. I thought, right, I deserve an upgrade. So when the T598, the first cheap and cheerful direct drive that came out with this wheel on it, which is a really good wheel. Yeah, T300, it's a great wheel, Spuddy. My son-in-law's got my T300 now because I put 500-600 hours on it of pretty good going, you know, and it was still perfect. I've got the TLCM load cell pedals, so I haven't put the pedals that came with the T598 on. I haven't put them on. You can buy the load cell pedal for those now. They're about £110 and it comes with a wider base plate. I'll probably buy one later on and put it into storage, but at the moment these TLCM pedals, I quite like them, you know. They took a bit of getting used to, but I do like them. But this wheel will also fit on the T300 because it comes with both adapters for it. It comes with the screw-on one, the original, where you screw it on and then you put a little posi drive screw in place to stop it from coming slack. Well, this wheel comes with both of those adapters in the box, and you just screw them on using 4 Torx screws that are included. But what I didn't realise is when you get the adapter, there's a little wire on a ribbon cable with a plug on it inside the adapter, and you need to get that little wire out, and then that plugs into the back of the wheel, and then you put your adapter on and screw the 4 screws in, and you end up with, I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah, you end up, I'm on the second fitting because I'm on the T598, but it comes with the other fitting as well, so if you're on the 300, you are able to fit these kind of wheels. But this is quite a hefty wheel. It's leather covered, and it's got 4 rotary encoders, which I don't use. I haven't mapped any of the buttons. The buttons are a bit difficult to understand because they don't have the usual PlayStation buttons on. There's no X, triangle or square. They're just numbers, and you have to figure out which is which. But you soon get used to it. So at the moment, this is what we're doing. We're testing this one out and seeing how it is. But so far, it's been really good. I found it hard to justify the price at the time, but now I've purchased it, I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I did because it feels nice, and if you're going to be sat at your rig for a long time, you really want to be comfortable. Like I say, I've got to sort out this bounce, and that's just, it's the way that the wheel's mounted to my rig. It's a bit of a custom rig, it's a one-off, but so I've had to do a bit of a bodge, and that needs bracing up. But it's no problem, we adapt, don't we? We make do what we can, always grateful. Right, let's come out of here. And you can adjust all these paddle shifts so they come out more or in more or back towards you or further away depending on the size of your hands. And all the buttons on the top, there's a little Torx screw so you can slide the top buttons up and down, out and in so that they're closer to where your thumbs are. I haven't done any of that yet, this is just out of the box, but it's got a lot of adaptability so the ergonomics can fit, you know, how you want it. Excuse me. Right. We haven't got any Mario in here tonight. I'm quite surprised at that. He's probably busy. He'd be working on one of his cars or something like that. But we're on a quiet one tonight, buddy. There's no worries about that. I've just got to keep showing up. As long as I keep showing up, that's what we do, innit? We just keep showing up. My mum said I showed myself up a lot of times. Here we go. I'll just drive round a little bit, we don't need a ghost. But it feels to me more, because the wheel's bigger, it feels more like I'm driving a real car, if that makes any sense. The only thing is, if you have to do Formula One driving, it's probably too big for that. You need your hands closer together for little movements. But for this kind of stuff, it's very adaptable. And it's also modular, Spuddy, so later on you're going to be able to take the wheel off the faceplate and swap it for different faceplates, and your button box will still remain there, so that's quite useful. Now, if you just bear with me, I'm just going to turn the big light off in the room, because I put that on so you could see wheel easier, but it's very distracting. Just bear with me one moment, please. See if I can just pause that noise for a moment. And I'm just going to turn the big light out on the room. Thank you. I won't be a moment. Let's have a look. Oh, still got my sheet. I've still got my sheet. There we go. One moment. Gosh, it's a tight squeeze to get in here. Ooh, I'm surrounded. Come out, you're surrounded. Oh yeah, I know, but yeah. I'm not as nimble as I once was. I don't know whether I were ever nimble. Right, let me charge Jesus right back in. There we go. That was alright, wasn't it? Alright, so now we're on a much darker light, aren't we? Oh, something's disconnected. Don't know what happened there, let's have a look. I probably made a bobo or something. I probably pulled some out. I probably pulled some off. Right, let's try it again. Switch it off and switch it back on again, that's what they say. Right, let's have a look. Am I on? Right. page. I don't know what right page is. No, that one. There we go. I have no idea. There we go. Am I right? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Hey, let's have a look. Oh, I don't know. Have I done it right? Oh yeah, I've got it. Right. We've got full brake, yeah. Right, so we've got 6 minutes. And sometimes, you know, you do get disconnects. But don't worry about it. Mine's probably cost my wheels always bouncing up and down. But yeah, so far this wheel's been quite relaxing, and it's nice on your hands, so you don't need to wear gloves. And it's not Alcantara suede, so you don't start looking manky. And if you get sweaty hands, it's not a big issue because it's got a nice covering on it. Well, we've got 5 minutes. I don't want to accidentally beat Dave's time. I'll be gutted. But I think you can rev this car out. I'm not sure though. 142. Look, I'm still on throttle. 147. Right, so you can get a lot more, you can squeeze a lot more out of this car, I think. Those shifter lights might look really bright from where you're looking, but that's just the camera exaggerating them. They're not as bright as that in front of me. They don't look bad. They don't look bad at all. Let's see if we can put a quick lap in. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we'll see if we can. We're no ghost. Well, just over a minute, and then the race will begin, won't it? So at least we'll get to see a few more cars then. Yeah, no, Mario's very fast, isn't he? He's an A+ driver, isn't he, Spots, buddy? He's very, very fast. Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but he's very good. And he's very patient with me, because, you know, he gives me advice, and I'm not the quickest at taking things in, you know. And he's always patient with me even when I'm messing about, because I do mess about a lot, as you know. Oh, hey up, yeah, I mess all out. Yeah, probably Laura love. But I'm really enjoying this wheel. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Didn't he say he couldn't come on tonight? Oh, he might have done. He might have said that. I mean, even Brandon popped in tonight, which was nice, you know, because we missed him last couple of days, didn't we? And it looks like Lisa might be busy tonight. But honestly, Laura, this wheel, it's lovely. It's so comfortable, Laura. Thank you for ordering that for me. I should really wash my hands more often before I even hold this wheel. It feels premium, you know. And all the yellow stitching, it's called kryptonite yellow. Yeah. What a nice name. I've got Sicilian yellow on my Range Rover on roof and on wing mirrors. That's called Sicilian yellow. Yeah, it's like a mafioso, isn't it? Sicilians. Yeah. Now then, that's better. Oh, bless him. Well, I hope they're not working too hard. Oh my God, they haven't put me at top at grid, have they? Oh dear God. Well, we'll soon be back at back. We will. You know. Yeah, they put me on pole, how dare they? Like I say, we'll soon be back at back, I'm sure. Right, so this is my first race with this wheel. That'll be interesting. First ever race with this new wheel. Woohoo! Right, come on, let's have some.
Oh, I was expecting to get bumped off track then. Need to get my racing lines back, don't I? Here they come. Oh, track limits. Oh, no, Laura. We've still got a pit yet. Whoa! They'll all come past us once we go in these pits. Which one is it? Way up, I got tyres. They'll all come flying past me now. Oh yeah, we got some tyres. Whoa. Oh, it's damaged my car, hasn't it, there on corner? Little shit. You'll fix. Yeah, it's alright, he lost. Oh dear. Well done, that man.
Wow. So that was his first race using this new THRUSTMASTER EVO rim, and we've got a second. Wow, I'm impressed. Yes, buddy. Hey, we had a success. This is his first race for that wheel as well. I'm really quite shocked at that. Maybe we were just lucky. Oh, where were Mario when we needed him? He could have been cheering us on and saying, go up gears, go down gears. But luckily, I've remembered a lot of what he told me, so I'm still using a lot of his advice and everybody's advice. But that was really good. And with that other wheel, I weren't getting as far, which is really strange, isn't it? It's exactly the same game, it's exactly the same motor. But using the smaller wheel, I didn't seem to, but maybe it was just a fluke, who knows? We'll go again. We'll go again and see what happens. I'm hoping I got the right button. Look at that. Well done, fella. Right. Oh, we even got a bit of dollar. Oh, look at us, we're down to under 100 million, what's that about? Right, I'm going to have a quick look and see whether it did up, because well, I don't know, we're still in bottom, but we did all right. We did okay, I'd say so. Now then. We were probably in a different car. Oh no, the winner were in the same car as us. Yeah, I don't know. I probably am. Probably am, buddy. Dear God. Right, here we go. I'm going to try that again, Oh God, there's a long wait, isn't there? There's a long wait for these. Well, it's all right, because the long races, it gives me a rest. I get a rest in between. How long have we got? 30 minutes. Let's have a look and see if we can download some of that stuff. What is it called? Data. We'll see. We'll have a look at it. Only no. You know what, buddy? You can't get over 100 million. I normally have 100 million sat there, and every time any money comes in, they don't add it on top. That's your limit. So I thought, I'll go out and I'll buy a couple of. I bought that Renault Fast People carry over there. That was about a couple of million. Look, data log. We'll mess about with data logger for a bit. Right, oops. Right, okay, we'll give it, we'll put a lap in and then we'll do a data log. Hey up, Mario! Hey up, Mario! Just let me pause this if I can, because it's very noisy. Is that right? Oh, did you go out for dinner, Mario? Lovely, that's good, that. You missed this race. We just did a race, Mario. I'm using a new wheel. I bought a new wheel to add on, and I'm learning all buttons on it. It's a different thing. I don't know where it's got encoders on it and all sorts of stuff. And just did his first race with this new add-on wheel. I got a second place and started on podium. You couldn't make that up. And that's with thanks to a lot of advice you've given me. Like I say, we've got this complete. This was his old wheel, Mario. We still can use this. So that's the wheel that I used before. And what I've done is I've swapped it for this one. I was looking for a Formula 1, but I couldn't find one. But I've got this one. It's really nice. So that's the first race we've had with that wheel. Yeah, there we go. So we just, yeah, it's nice. It's very comfortable, Mario. It's all covered with leather and stitched, and it's bigger. So it's no good for formula racing because it's too big. It's more like a rally wheel, but it's very versatile and it's very comfortable. I just buy stuff. Can't help it, Mario. But I do study stuff first, so I watched a lot of YouTube videos about this wheel, and some people said it flexed and one thing and another, and I just thought, let's grab one and try it, and so far, been very nice. So go on, where did you go for your dinner? Did you go out to a restaurant, Mario? Sounds like you've had a nice evening. We've got, I don't know how long we've got before this next race starts. My best suit for driving is 300M. What's that? 300 millimeters. Okay. All right, this one is 32 centimeters, so this one's 320 millimeters. So this one's 20 millimeters bigger on circumference, I think they call it. So yeah, this feels huge up to my other wheel. My other wheel was very small, but it was very plasticky, and you could feel all the knocks and jolts through it. But this wheel, I've got to update it. I haven't updated it yet. It's just come straight out of the box. I haven't adjusted anything or updated it, so certain elements of it. But it's got a lovely set of lights on top. So you've got your shift lights, you've got pit lights, you've got flagging lights. I'll show you. If you look at the top of the steering wheel here, Mario, you see, it looks very bright on here, but it's not as bright in real life. It's just how the camera's picking it up. You have a 320, a 300 and a 290 and a 270. Ooh, Christmas come early for you, Mario, didn't it? Flipping it. Fella, that's a right collection. I bet you've been collecting them for a long time, though, haven't you? You know, these things, they don't happen overnight. You just build up your collection as you. I'm going to end up picking a formula wheel up as soon as I can pick the correct one up with the correct fittings. Because that'll be interesting, you know, a nice open wheel. 270, yeah. Oh yeah, yours is Fanatec, I know. They're very costly, very high-handed Fanatec. I'm still in THRUSTMASTER ecosystem at the moment, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it, Mario, as you can tell. This wheel, you can move the paddles out, forward, backwards, in, and you can move the top buttons, and you can slide them up, slide them down to match where your thumbs are. It's modular. The front of the wheel comes off, and you can swap it for different fronts. But with it being a new wheel, they haven't released the front yet, but I'll just leave it as a round wheel for the time being anyway. Right, I don't know how long we're going to have before this next race. But we did really well. I'm hoping we can do okay again, but who knows? It's a tricky one. Let me come out of here. Just for in case, so we don't miss that next race. Because I should be able to get one more race in here with this wheel. Let me come across here. We'll see if it's opened up for an entry. See if there's an entry window on here. Not yet. There's not yet. It'll give me a chance to just knock up a little roll up. But yeah, so far, Mario, I'm very pleased. Very, very pleased with it. It's made it so much more comfortable. And that's very important if you're sitting around driving these things for any number of time. You want to be comfortable, don't you? Like I say, I've got to strengthen this part, but that's going to be quite a tricky job, is that. So we'll do that at a later date. But the wheel, yeah, it's lovely and comfortable. I don't regret it. I don't regret purchasing it for a minute. Very pleased. Now then, I've got one more wheel to purchase, but that'll probably be next year. That'll be next year with Formula one, because they've still got the quick release 1 on it, and mine uses quick release 2. So the unit you need to fit the quick release 2 correctly, so you don't get flex on wheel, that's quite a bit of a job, you know, to open wheel up. Hopefully THRUSTMASTER will be able to do it for me if I contact them next year, and they'll send me one of the, well, I'll have to pay for it obviously, but they'll send me one of the SF1000 wheels, which is specifically designated for formula driving. And the nice thing about that one is your encoders are right by your thumbs for your traction control and your brake balance, you know. Whereas this one, the encoders are on the front, so you need to let go to turn the encoders. So that's not exactly the best situation, but it's still got mushroom directional pads which you can use without a release wheel. I will not buy more. All I have is Fanatec. I'm thinking for the new pedals they released to see oh, I've seen those new pedals, Mario. There's 2 sets, isn't there? One of them for the formula driving, they have what's called stirrups, so that when you put your feet, February 24, right? Have you seen the new pedals, Mario, for the Fanatec, where you put your feet into stirrups, your feet hook in so you can't slip off the pedals? And there's 2 sets. They're like a formula pedal, and then they've done another set. You do really well. You do really well. You only started in February, though. You've managed to collect all those wheels. Wow. Yeah, a new bass as well. A new bass. Wow. Well, I mean, Scott Milano, he loves his Fanatec as well, you know. They're very high quality, his Fanatec. And they can get extremely expensive. Even these THRUSTMASTER ones, you know, they can still start ending up being quite a drain on your bank account as time goes by, but we're only here once, aren't we? So we've got to enjoy ourselves. Yeah, I spent my money in food, clothes, cars, that sounds like me. Apart from the travel, I haven't travelled for, mostly weed. Yeah, definitely. I'm just waiting on my New Year's delivery, because they're having to send it early, due to postage, otherwise I might not get it on time, so I'm going to have a right cupboard full. Yeah, he sounds a lot like us, doesn't he, Laura? Mario, he's got very similar habits, hasn't he? He likes his fast cars and enjoying life to the full. There's no harm in that. Whoa, that's a good thing to do, you know. You only get one go at it, don't you? So make it a good one. Deary me, I've got a tickly head. My head's tickling. There we go. It's getting a bit colder over here, though, Mario, at the moment. Weather in England is a little bit, you know, getting a bit chilly. That's why I'm here sitting with mate. Yeah. Oh, that's the one, man. That's the one, Mario. Tell you what, if you ever get a chance to come over to England, you know, you let me know straight away. Yeah. Honestly, you come over to England, Mario, you let me know, and I'll meet you. And don't worry about it. My cupboards are full of flowers. You know, I think at the moment I've got something like 19. I think it's 19 different types of flower at the moment. So if you ever come to England, I'm sure we'll have a good time. Let's have a look. Can you buy Fanatec in the UK? Fanatec, Laura, as far as I know, is a German company. you normally order them through Fanatec website. There are certain suppliers in Britain, but when Scott bought his, he had to buy different products from different suppliers because not all the suppliers had all the stuff that he needed. Because I think they're based in Germany, so it's like the BMW and Mercedes equivalent in quality, whereas the THRUSTMASTER is like a Ford. It's American, you know, it's crude, it's very good, but the Fanatec is more high-end. Oh yeah, absolutely, I love that, man. Love that. Yeah. Pass some time here. Yeah. Yeah, oh well, thank you, I appreciate that. It's just a shame that I don't travel anymore. When I was younger, when I was like in my 20s, I did a little bit of travelling, but I've not travelled since. I've not travelled since. I got myself in a load of trouble when I was younger. Yeah, anyway, that's a different, that's a story for another day. So I didn't travel again after that, because when I travelled when I was younger, I ended up having Interpol chasing me, believe it or not. And I wasn't even aware that Interpol were looking for me, which was weird. Oh, come on. Is it going to load in? Or are we going to try again? I don't know. Oh, it's done it. I will let you know if I come. So you oh, God, yeah. Like I say, I think I've got 19 different varieties at the moment. Mario. 19. That's a lot, isn't it? And I've only been collecting it for about 6 months. So yeah, you help yourself, mate. Honest to God. Yeah. While you're here, you could show me how. Jump on this thing and you can explain to me how to work it properly. Yeah, it's like my own pharmacist. They did used to call me the chemist when I was younger. And Mad Dick and the Professor, you name it. I had those nicknames. Well, Laura knows. Laura's seen a lot of my behaviour over years. Trust me, if you spend 1 or 2 hours with me and Tim, you'll feel much. Oh yeah, I believe that, Mario, because you could give me tips that I can't understand. Because sometimes when you describe stuff, it's hard for me to envision it. I have to really try and picture it in my mind. Oh yeah, if you were here, I'd see how you were doing it, and if you were watching me racing, you could be saying, no, don't brake there, and it'd all be in real time. There wouldn't be that 10-second delay like what we got on here. I have a lot of things to tell you, and yeah. Oh, that'd be great, that. Yeah, the only thing is, Laura, if I wrote a book, love, I'd never finish it. This is very different. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I am a visual learner. I think that's why that data logger that they put on here, I find that quite fascinating. I think that's quite a good thing. Because you can see where you get a visual image of where you're braking and where you're not braking, and you can compare it against other drivers. So it's very useful. Oh, you have helped me so much, Mario. I've only been doing this now for just over 3 months, and you've been here since day one. And if you remember, on day one, I didn't even know how to change gear or what view to look in. You know I use all my comedy voices and my special effects, but in reality, I could not have driven it without all this advice that you've given me. It's definitely helped, absolutely, buddy. English is great also, where you were born in. Oh, Cyprus is lovely. Yeah, Cyprus is lovely. I've been to Cyprus, I've been to Crete, and I've been to Rhodes. I did a little bit of island hopping when I was 21 years old. Beautiful places. And the sea, it's so blue. Oh, lovely. England, Mario, it's a little bit grim, to be honest with you. Weather's not like what you'd expect over there. quite cloudy. We get a lot of rain, so we've got to keep the spirits up. You know, I've been to Kos and Santorini and other islands, but not Cyprus yet. It's on my list. Oh, Cyprus is lovely, Laura. It really is. It is very nice. I was going to ride a motorbike when I went out there. They had really big motorbikes you could hire. You didn't need an helmet or anything back then. Sometimes it's make me crazy that I don't sit and drive and wait for the time to stream and watch you chat around the bush. Oh God, yeah. What's that? To have to stream and watch you and chat to push me ranks and be better myself, but I never. Oh, Mario, I know you take so much time out, and I absolutely appreciate it. Because I know you're like world champion. You're a world champion in my books. I know that. I absolutely know that. I've seen your statistics there. You are so fast. Such a skilled driver. Whenever you come LA or York, oh, that would be lovely. That would be lovely. I've only got a very small family, Mario. There's only realistically me, my two daughters, and I've got some grandchildren. So, yeah, but we obviously wouldn't all turn up. That would be very unfair. But I do appreciate the offer, Mario. We only live in quite small houses. Yeah. Well, sometimes, everybody's walking around and they're staring at the phones, and they're turning into zombies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a realist. I'm a realist, Mario. Trying to keep it as real as I can because I go outside sometimes and I see everybody and it's like they're in a trance. And I go up to people and go, hello, how are you doing? Hey, and I start chatting. And they back away. They get all nervous. And I'm thinking, what is up with people? It's like everybody's walking around with some kind of frightened in them. I don't know if the government do it or what, but they're all very nervous. So, and I'll say to them, hello, nice day. And they go, ooh. Quite strange. I don't think people used to be like that. I think people, yes, frequencies are definitely. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, though, you were a lucky man having that motion simulator. That to me is like, wow. One of these days, Mario. One of these days, I will get one of them freed off 60 degrees of freedom. Whoa. I won't be able to get my grandson out of it. He'll be going, Grandad, I want to go in that moving car rig that you've got. And it'll be like, oh dear, he's dragging it around again. Then. So yeah, Mario, this new wheel that I'm using, I don't know whether it were a fluke or what, but that last race that we did, we managed to get second position, which was quite astonishing. So what I'll do is I'll have a little chug round track now. Just to loosen up before the race starts. Let's have a look. You don't need more clues to find one. No, I know. Yeah, they had that jibby jab, didn't they? They had that jibby jab, they poked them in arm and they all went nuts. Check my last message in PC. You don't need. Yeah, you don't need one. Let's have a look. I've got to work out these buttons, Mario, because they're all in different places. So I can get the same car again. and hopefully we'll just have enough time to have a little warm up. And so far my fastest time is a 1:40. I'm behind Dave. I don't really want to accidentally overtake his time because I like Dave. Right, let's see, let's put this roller down. Right, let's go. Oh, I've got racing hard tyres on, Mario. I've got wrong tyres on. Yeah, I've got wrong tyres on for the qualifying time. That's typical, isn't it? We'll be alright. We'll be racing in a few minutes. Oh, I think all the chat's gone weird again, hasn't it? Again, be alright. Here, Mario. This is something for you, Mario. Did you know that in that latest... Did you know that in that latest update, Mario, they changed the gearing on the paddles, so you can't just drop it down too many gears too quickly, and I thought my paddles weren't connecting, and it was because there's been an update to stop you dropping down gears unrealistically, which is really good. But we managed to get some DR in last race, Mario, which were good. Yeah, we're on racing hard that moment, Mario. Oh, I overcooked that one, didn't I? Yeah, we're not going to get a lap time in on these tyres, are we? There's no way, there's no way on them tyres that we're going to get a lap time in. We'll have to rely on time that we've already got. But I'm sure that'll be all right. Five seconds, 4 seconds. There we go. There we go. Look for best. Where did it put us? Oh, well, oh, that's all right. I'll have a bit of that. Did anybody that were in here earlier? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Hopefully we'll manage to get some kind of a result. We had one result, so as long as we don't go flying off track, we should be all right.
Yeah, 4th place. We're in 4th place now. Here we go. I hope my microphone hasn't started acting up again. Here we go. Right, come on. Come on. Excuse me. They definitely made it more realistic, Mario. Oh, and have they changed the bop as well? Oh, track limits. I made a right mess of that. Oh, dear God. I need to get back on my line. Definitely. I will do, Mario. Do it again. Oh. Something's happened. Something's happened. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh God, I can't find my bones either. Oh, I better get 10-second penalty for that. Honest to God. Right, come on. We'll see what we can do anyway. Oh, it's still half a second. Thank you, Laura. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, now then.
We got a fourth place, Mario. I don't know how that happened. I made a load of messes. I was getting my racing lines wrong and everything. But that's only the second race I've had with this wheel, and so far, yeah, thank you, Laura. So far, this new wheel seems to be helping, doesn't it? Because, I mean, people have got a few penalties there. Yeah, someone didn't pay. Ooh, 4 of them didn't pay balance to that. It looks like I got a big penalty somewhere. Oh, but it 1 second added up there. Well, 3 of them had a minute. They were on a minute. Yeah, that Porsche was quite a nice racer. I tell you what though, Mario, I've just realised that my dog, let's have a look. Have we lost the arm, Mario, do you reckon, or do you think we got any? Oh, we got a little bit more. So tonight we've had 2 races, Mario, and both of them we've managed to get us the arm up a little bit. Oh yeah, that was nearly empty. So we're doing something right. And like I said, it's new. I'm not going to be able to do another race, Mario. I've just realised it's 8:30 at night. And I've got to sort dog out, but I will be back after the weekend, Mario, and I'm so glad you came in as per usual, and hope you had a good night out as well, you know, you went out for a meal and that sounds good. And I need to say thank you for everybody that's come in, Spuddy included, and I just put a night chat. 1,936. Well, if we can keep on doing that, if we can keep on working hard, and hopefully this wheel's going to help, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Let me just pop this wheel off a sec. Because funnily enough, I don't know how to shut the stream down with that other wheel, because I don't know what buttons are yet. Right, we've got the old wheel back in place. We've got the new wheel here. We'll put this one to one side. There we go. And I'm going to wish everybody, see you later, Laura, love. See you later, everybody, and I am so grateful for everybody that's coming here as per usual, and I'll see you all on Monday. How's that? And thank you as always. See you, Spuddy. See you, everybody. Thank you.